welcome to KTBL Physiotherapy and Wellness. My name's Emily and this is Charlotte. We're going to be leading you in a Pilates workout today, and we're going to be looking specifically at some shoulder stability and shoulder mobility work. This is fantastic if you spend lots of time driving, sitting at a desk, and anything that draws the shoulders forwards. Now, you'll see behind us we've got a few bits of equipment. Now, don't worry if you don't have a Pilates studio at home and you don't have all the kit here, there's plenty of ways you can adapt it. Charlotte's going to be showing some of the modifications today where you don't have to be down onto your knees, or you can do it in a sitting position in an unweighted position. So if you're rehabilitating or maybe new to Pilates, you just want to test the waters, maybe follow Charlotte today. We've got a few things on the mat. I'll explain what we've got and why we've got them first of all. So I've got a nice softball. This is our Pilates softball, probably my favourite piece of Pilates equipment. Brilliant because you can deflate it down flat, but also it works for stability challenges. It also helps guide your movement. Now we're going to be using this purely as a block between our ankles. If you don't have a soft football like this or a Pilates ball, you could pop a rolled up towel or a cushion in when we use it. Now the other thing I've got down here, other than my head block, which you could use a folded towel, is some weighted Pilates balls. So these are 0.5 kg, they are not heavy at all, it's a very sort of everyday functional weight. So I'm going to be using just for some light resistance. You could use a water bottle or a light dumbbell if you wanted to, or a TheraBand is a great exercise aid as well. So when you're ready, find yourself a mat space. Grab yourself some equipment, so you might need a rolled up towel to go in between your ankles, or a football, a little folded cushion or head block, and then some weights if you do want them. Okay, so we're going to come down into sitting first of all, so if you want to, you can sit on a chair or just come and sit on the floor. Now we mentioned about this workout being specifically targeted at the shoulders, and a lot of us find that just day-to-day life pulls us forwards, and what that does, not only does it make our back slump, but you'll see how my shoulders round and roll forwards, and this shortens the gaps here at the chest. So we're going to do a little massage here to release the pecs first of all. So I'm going to take my right hand over into my left chest, and I'm just going to massage here underneath the collarbone. And you'll see us working along our collarbones and working down towards our armpits. Now we want to stay up high into the muscle tissue rather than the breast tissue, sitting very into what that kind of muscular feeling. It might feel a bit tender and a bit achy as you massage it. Now we're on our left side here, so if you do have a pacemaker, please don't massage that, just leave that alone. We'd like that to stay where it is, and you can join in with some of the stretches in a moment. But we're coming all the way along underneath, and if you do find any areas that are a bit tight, so I can feel one there, probably, okay, let's hold that pressure there now. We're going to take our hand off to the side, and then just turn our head gently away. Now don't force into this movement. You can either just keep your hands still, or continue to massage as feels good for you. This should create a little gentle stretch and a little bit of release here. Okay, let's soften the head and the arm, and soften the arm back down. Let's go on to the right side now. So just swapping hands, coming across and massaging through. Now if you do have any scar tissue in this area, any wounds that have healed and the scar tissue is maybe a bit thickened, or if you've ever broken your collarbone, you might find some of this area is quite sticky and tight and thickened. Absolutely fine for you to massage into it as long as it's not an area that, like we say, is an open wound or infected, or like on your left side you've got a pacemaker there. Absolutely fine to massage into it, even if it does feel a bit sticky, pulling, tight. But just go with what feels right for your body. Okay, I found that little tight point in there, obviously from doing lots of manual therapy this week on everybody. I'm going to stretch my right arm out and look away. This is a great way to unpick the week, so perfect for our Friday afternoon workout. When you're ready, let's soften the head back to the centre, releasing the arm. Okay, so that's just a little release here, and that just gets us started for our workout. Now, if you've got a space against the wall, you could maybe do some stretches with your chest, bringing your arm against the wall and turning away. I'm going to show you a really simple stretch, and as long as you don't have any issues around the front of the shoulders, any instability, I want you to take your hands and just pop them onto your lower back. And you'll see between Charlotte and myself how we're just pressing into our back, and then you'll see probably more Charlotte how she's just really sitting up nice and tall, and we're sending our shoulders open and wide. This is for me creating a nice stretch across that front corner where we're massaging. Does that feel right for you? Yes? Yes. I can feel a bit more on my right side, but that's my dominant side. And we'll see you using that hand quite a bit today. Okay, when you're ready, breathe out, just soften the shoulders. This time we're going to take our arms nice and wide, so we'll take our arms into a crucifix. So reach those hands out and just gently, gently turn your palms up. any problems with the neck or shoulders, just lower the hands down slightly. And I want you to slightly look up with your head and your heart. So we're not arching into the lower back, we're just lifting and opening long through those fingertips. When you're ready, soften down and release. So you might like to go through that a few times, repeating those stretches and really opening up the body. And even already, I certainly can feel like a little bit taller, a little bit more open, so I'm going to get more out of my exercising. Okay, so we're going to go into what we call scapular stability. And that is, what we mean is the shoulder blades itself actually being able to control and support the movement. So I'm going to come sideways so you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to float my arms out in front of me. I'm going to keep them just shoulder height or below. And I'm going to keep my arms nice and straight. So from this position here, find your neutral Pilates spine and slide your shoulder blades together and then slide them apart. And you'll see as we glide our shoulder blades forwards and backwards, how our arms just kind of drift forwards and float in the air. And what we commonly see is elbows bending and the chest staying still and nothing happening with the shoulder blades, or we see this retraction and flaring at the ribs. Now, if this is really difficult for you, I'm just going to come over here. We'll let Charlotte carry on there. I'm going to come against the wall, and I'm going to rest against the wall, my shoulders and my hips, and my arms are going to float in and out. And this way, I can keep my back still and my head still, and I can feel my shoulders gliding forwards and backwards. Okay, let's do 2 more here. If you're watching this on Friday afternoon at your work, you might like to put your hands on the desk and slide forwards and backwards. Just pretend you're giving that desk a little clean before the weekend. The last 2 there. And last one. Okay, relax those arms down and roll those shoulders. You may have noticed a slight deep ache in the shoulder blade or around the chest and the shoulder, and that is what we call your serratus anterior. That's the one that attaches underneath your shoulder blade and actually helps to kind of connect those shoulder blades down. So we're going to challenge that through the whole entire workout now. So either sitting on the floor or sitting like Charlotte, I'm going to do it in standing form. We're now going to do some double arm floats. So let's float those hands back up to chest height. I'll turn this way for you. Now make sure that you're not arching through your spine, you've got your shoulders stacked over your hips here. And then from here, we're just going to set our shoulders back. So if you want to repeat forwards and backwards fully, that's fine. Just connect them so you feel like, if you're a woman, like you're trying to hold your bra on. If not, like you've got a backpack on and you're just holding those straps with those shoulders. We're going to exhale, engage that core, float the hands up. Inhale, back down. And again, exhale, up. Inhale and down. Now Charlotte and I might be moving at different speeds, and that's purely because we're moving with our own breath cycle. I'm not going to make us all coordinate. I want you to listen to that breath. Move that out breath up. In, breath back down again. And this is a great way of just training some control around those shoulders. Let's do 2 more here. Nice and smooth. Last one, back down. Just hover there for a second, connecting those shoulders, and then release down and roll the shoulders once more. Okay, so now we're going to start really working the stabilising through the shoulders, but we're going to use a bit more effort and support around the pelvis. So I'm going to come into kneeling, and Charlotte's going to stay sitting. We're going to use our footballs, so our Pilates balls. Charlotte's going to place hers between her knees, and that's going to give a bit more connection and support across the front line, taking the pressure out the back. I'm going to place my ball in between my ankles. So from here, squeezing my ankles together, I might need to take my knees slightly wider depending on how big the ball is. And then Charlotte gently holding her knees together just creates that little turn up of volume around just the stabilising muscles of your pelvis. Okay, let's float those arms up in front of us, and we're going to go into chicken wings. So we're going to exhale, bend the elbows, draw the elbows back, and then slide them forwards again. So imagine you're gliding your arms through the air. Imagine you've got little puppet strings attached to your elbows and they're being pulled behind you. But as you do this, keep the connection into the ball. Use the out breath now as you pull back. Inhale, release. Co-activating and squeezing with that core. We're looking for high quality movement in this exercise. And we're going to do this for a little while, so you're going to feel that little Pilates burn going on. Okay, 2 more just in this movement here. And then we're going to go to the second part of this movement. So from here, let's rotate our hands so our fingers are pointing up. Exhale, slide the hands up into the air and then back down again. Now imagine you're cleaning a window here, sliding those arms up and down, trying to keep them just in the front of your field of vision. So I'm not back here, flaring my chest, I'm keeping them connected, keeping that support there. Now track back. How's your lower back doing? How's that ball doing? Are you keeping that connection there, even through the left and the right leg? One more as you are, and then we're going to start alternating directions. So I'm going to turn to face you now. So we're going to go forwards and back, rotate and up. So this one is for your brain as well as your body. Exhale, draw back, rotate like a robot, slide those hands up the wall, back down again, rotate. So by now, I know my arms are starting to ache. Yeah. Yeah, good. Thank you, Charlotte. Not just me. Exhale, rotate. Feel that connection into the shoulders, into the back of the body. We're going to think about exhale, come back. Inhale, rotate. Exhale, reaching up to the top. We're creating that connection from the breath through the core all the way up into the shoulders. Now by now, we should definitely be having some chatting in our shoulders and upper back. What you shouldn't feel is tension in your jaw and in your lower back. Okay, we're going to finish off and we're going to do our little party trick. So come back down here, left hand down, right hand up we go. Reach, fall back in and swap. Reach, fall back in and swap. I didn't warn Charlotte about this. Reach, fall back in. Yeah, I told her, but not this one. One more time in each direction. Slide and out. Switch, slide and switch. Okay, let's roll down, give those shoulders a roll. Well done. So that's a really, really great, deep, stabilizing exercise. Now we're just going to offset all of that with a little combination. So we're still going to bring these arms up, come out into your prayer position, and we're just going to do our close the book and open the book. So they're a nice relieving exercise, stretching out the back of the shoulders. We're going to continue to do this a few times, just feeling a gentle stretch. And you want to try and unite not just your hands, but your elbows as well. So we're keeping that connection there. Now, I'm going to leave Charlotte doing this unweighted. I'm going to bring in some weighted and little Pilates balls here. So I'm going to give myself just a bit more resistance now. Okay, so we're thinking about connecting the shoulder blades and then opening them. Imagine them like lift doors, opening and closing. Okay, from here we're going to close the arms on the next one, and then we're going to take it into our swimming pool dive, and then back down into prayer. Swimming pool and prayer. So imagine you're diving all the way through. Press down into the ball, nice long spine. Two more. On the next one, let's hold up. Now, out into open book, and dive into the swimming pool. Open book, swimming pool. Let's do two more. Last one. Okay, come wide, close the book, dive into the swimming pool, open the book, close the book, swimming pool, open, close, swimming pool, last one, open, close, swimming pool, and then release those arms down. Okay. Okay, so we started definitely getting a little bit more work into the shoulders there. Remember, any kind of tightness coming into the jaw or the neck or into the lower back, correct that position. If it's still happening, come out but have a little rest. Okay, we're going to transition down onto the mat now. We're going to move our ball out the way and we're going to come into hands and knees. So we've got our equipment with us. And we're going to be doing a little bit of work stabilising around the shoulders, again working into that serratus anterior. So from here, we'll pop your head block out the way, we can pop your ball out the way, and you can have the weights that you've selected to hand. We're going to start first of all with some shoulder blade dips, and we're going to move our arms slightly further forwards. So when you're ready, come to hands and knees position. And from here, I'm going to step my hands slightly further forwards. So in that position, I might feel slightly reached out, stretched out from my shoulders. Now the temptation with this is to look forwards at our fingertips as we normally would do. So I'm going to shift my weight back so that my hips and knees are stacked. Then I'm going to tuck my chin in, which is going to mean I'm going to probably be looking down at the mat, well below my wrists. So from here, we're going to exhale, and we're going to slide our shoulders down into slumping our body towards the mat, and then push into the mat, separating those shoulder blades. So let's go down, drawing the shoulder blades together, and then separate them. Okay, Charlotte's going to carry on, and I'm going to talk you through this. Now this is something that we see goes wrong loads and loads, where people go up and down, and actually as they go up and down, what they do is they do this little mini press up, and they're bending the elbows and flexing. I want you to try and keep these arms still and glide through the shoulders. Now you can see on Charlotte here, she's keeping this lovely line through her spine. I'm going to let her just go a little bit off track now. Can you flare your spine a little bit? Flare those ways. That's what we see a lot. And then come Now what we don't want is a movement here at the chest. We're really trying to get the stabilise of the shoulders. So now Charlotte's going to activate your core and stabilise the chest, and then dip up and down those shoulder blades. And you can see these shoulder blades gripping together and apart, and again draw and apart. So lovely, great. Okay, last one there. Keep that weight back so your hips are over your knees. We're going to change this now. We're going to go into our legs. So keeping those arms pressed away, press into your thumb and first finger, keeping your hips over your knees. Exhale, let's move the right leg and then back in, and then slide the left leg back in. Everything nice and long, making sure we're keeping a lovely extension all the way through the leg and the hip. So again, let's use Charlotte's example here. You can see now her pelvis is staying really level. And if Charlotte glanced and she looked down at her hips, she'd see that her hip is staying straight over her knee. And often we'll see as people go to extend their legs, the hip comes off to the side. So if you're not sure, just look down at your leg, and as you slide that leg in and out, just make sure that that leg is staying in line over the hip and the knee. Okay, from here, let's go out with our right leg now, Charlotte. Extend that right leg there now, and then just tap on and off the floor. Keep your kneecap facing down to the floor, and if you're feeling some clicking or some, maybe a little bit of a flick there at the hip, just try turning the knee slightly in or slightly out. What's probably happened is, without realising, you've probably slightly rotated the hip out of habit, and then that's what's causing that flick and that dominance of the hip. Okay, 3, 2, 1, and slide back in. Now you'll probably notice when you did that right leg, how your left hip and your right shoulder was working a lot harder than your left arm. And that's meant to happen, but we still stay in the middle. So let's set up again. Hips over knees, hands ahead of us, tuck the chin so you're looking down the floor. That's it. Extend that left leg, and then tap. Now we're going to stay nice and lifted and light out of our left shoulder. We're not going to slump down. Our ribs are staying in, our right hip is over our knee. We're not flaring at the back. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Relax down. Take yourself to a shell stretch if that's okay for your joints. Allowing your back just to soften off and giving those shoulders a little rest. Okay, from here we're going to stay in this hands and knees position. If this is a problem for you, you could come back and sit on a chair, but I'm going to show this with Charlotte in hands and knees. You do exactly the same in sitting, same arm movement. So let's come into our hands and knees again. We're still going to keep this slightly reached position forwards. So I'm going to have my hands slightly further forwards and my hips slightly further back. It will feel almost like I'm squatting back. We're going to go into our aeroplanes. So with our left arm, we're going to float that arm up and off on the diagonal. And then we're going to pop it back down again. So we're taking it forwards and out of our mat. And back down. Imagining your arm like a drawbridge. The shoulder blade lifting the arm up and out as you go. Exhale, lift. Inhale, release. Now you might find that this really challenges the stability of your shoulder as it is. So you can stay there if you'd like to. We're going to change this very slightly now. So Charlotte put this lovely line here. We're going to take our arm out. We're going to sweep the arm up to the top and then all the way back to the hip. And then again, forwards up to the top of the mat and then back down to the hip. We're going to stay here for 5 more. If this is too much for you to stay there, repeating that arm movement, so you might be doing this in sitting, sweeping those arms there, feel free just to pop the hand down between each one. So Charlotte, where are you up to? A couple more?
Yeah, 1, 2.
Okay, and our last one there. Let's release that hand down. Okay, let's go with the right arm now. So set those shoulders off, send the weight back into the knees. Exhale, take that hand out, and then pop it back down. Exhale, lift up, and back down. So again, feel the shoulder blade glide into the mid-back, feeling that connection into the spine. We've got 3 more as we are. And then in the next one, we're going to reach that arm out, and then we're going to sweep it up to the top of the mat, and then down to the hip. Palm faces the floor. We keep lifted out of that left shoulder, ribs staying in. So we don't start to arch the back and lean off, we don't slump forwards. We're keeping that integrity all the way down through the spine. Exhale back, inhale forward. Okay, 2 more here. Chin gently in. Try and gaze down to the mat rather than to the front. Okay, let's release that arm down. And again, take yourself to a shell stretch. If your joints prefer it, stay up high. Just give those shoulders a nice roll to take any of the tension out. Okay, so we've worked on some nice shoulder stability. We're going to come down onto our back now. So this is where you're going to need your head block or your towel. You're going to place that in place, and then if you'd like to, we might come and use some weights or TheraBands. So pop them to the side of the mat. So we're going to encourage you to come down onto that shoulder, rolling over onto your back. And then when you've got your position there set up with your head block, you might like to do a few tilts forwards and backwards, just making sure you're happy with your alignment. You know, strength and conditioning is, really important for performance. But if you haven't got the right alignment, you're not going to get the same quality out of your movement. So take your time to set yourself up. From here, we're going to float our arms up towards the ceiling, and then just let your shoulder blades melt down into the mat. You might feel like your arms kind of melt down into you, and maybe even go a little bit wider. We want to just switch off the tension here at the front of the chest. Again, keeping the core nice and still. Exhale, let's kick those hands up over the head, and then inhale back in. So again, working the stability of the shoulders. Sometimes coming back to these really foundational, really key exercises. It's a great recap for us, but also can be surprising how difficult we find to be really controlled with this movement. So you move with your breath. Exhale up and over, and then inhale back in. Okay, we're going to do 2 more as we are. And then we're going to change this very slightly. So we've got a couple of options here. So you could bring in your weighted balls and use that as a bit of resistance. If you're struggling with back pain at the moment, and we're going to pretend Charlotte's got some back pain and so she's trying to rehab a little bit, I'm going to give her the ball in between her knees. I'm going to ask her just to grip it. We're not trying to crush the ball. We're not trying to pop that ball. She's just going to keep that compression there. And just imagine, Charlotte, you're just connecting the base of your big toes into the mat. And this is almost going to screw and connect your hips into the pelvis, creating more stability. So now, do you want to float your hands up again? I'm going to come and use the weighted balls. And in your own time, Charlotte, feel free to take your hands up over your head, exhaling as you go, and then inhaling back up. Exhale. Okay, let's do 2 more as we are. And then we're going to float those arms here up above us. Sink the shoulders down into the mat. Let's take some small circles on the ceiling. Tiny small circles, size of a small plate. Trying to make really controlled deeply down into the shoulders. If you're noticing that your shoulders start to roll forwards, just stop, recorrect position. Okay, let's see if we can change that slightly. Changing directions. And then slowly make those circles bigger. Still keeping the neck nice and long, the ribs relaxed. Okay, let's reverse directions again, making that circle go down smaller and smaller with each one. Okay, the last 2. And then release from there. Just press those arms down. Now we're going to pop our head cushions out the way, and we're just going to finish with an exercise which is really going to connect the shoulders into the back, and it's a bridge exercise. I'm going to keep my weighted balls next to me. I'm going to use them in a moment. I'm going to leave Charlotte with a ball between her knees. Exhale, let's roll and peel the spine off the mat, lifting those hips, and then peeling back down again. Now if you know your spine doesn't like this flexed position, maybe you've got some osteoporosis, or maybe your back is a little bit more sensitive, maybe some neural irritation here, you may prefer just to do some little hip lifts and lowers, keeping the lower back in neutral. But we're going to keep going with our curved spine. Please feel free adapting to how your body needs to move. Exhale up, inhale it down. Okay, so without the weight to start with, we're now going to roll up into our bridge, hold it at the top here, float our hands up over our head, for a reach. Now suspend them just above the floor, roll down, lowering down out of your bridge, and then release the arms back down. And again, exhale, rolling, peeling up. Hands coming up and over. And then release the hips, and then release the hands. We're just challenging that control. I'm going to bring the weights in now, so I'm going to peel up into my hips. Roll up through those arms. Peel down. And pull down through those arms. 2 more as you are. Peel up into bridge. Arms up and over. Down into bridge. And release those arms. 1 more as we are. doing the same as we've done. We're going to give you a few little variations to work with just to finish off. So, number one, we're going to come up, we're going to float our arms into the air with the weights or without. Let the shoulders rest down. We're going to come up into the top of our bridge, and we're just going to do a little lift and lower hip. Lift and lower, little hip lifts. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Okay, roll back down, have a rest, leave the arms where they are. When you're ready, join back in, exhale, roll up. From here, lift the right heel and the left heel. Now if you've got a ball in between your knees, you might feel your knees just rolling on the ball, but you still keep the knees connected into that ball. Okay, 3, 2, 1, and roll back down again. Keep those arms where they are. Keep the shoulders relaxed down. If you tend to grip at your chest, just hit those arms just slightly higher and wider. Okay, let's come up again. We're going to roll up. Now, if you've got a ball at your knees, I just want you to carry on doing your heels. If you want to work a little bit harder, you might like to release one leg into single tabletop. Exhale, lift up. And now we're trying to keep our pelvis nice and flat and still. Exhaling. If you're feeling any problems at your back, lower your hips slightly. Repeat this. Not so much lift with the hips, less tendency to grip through the lower back. Okay, let's do one more time each side. Exhale, press down into the supporting big toe as you lift the heel or the foot. When you're ready, let's peel down through that spine. Release the hands down. Pop the ball out from your knees if you've got it there. And let's bring one knee in at a time, just hugging out that lower back. Okay, let's release one foot back down. We're going to finish with an abdominal exercise now. We're going to bring our hands up above our body, either with or without the weight. So I'm going to bring my hands together with the weight. I've zipped my legs together so that my knees and my feet are stuck together. I'm going to keep my shoulders relaxed, and then exhale, I'm going to rotate my knees across to the left-hand side, letting my right foot piggyback on top. I hold for a breath in. And as I breathe out, I bring my ribs back down into mat one at a time, then into my hip, and then into my feet. Let's go to the right-hand side. So exhale, rotate, engage that core support. Only going as far as you can keep your left shoulder down. And then as you breathe out again, twist back down into the mat through each part of the spine and the pelvis. Exhale, left-hand side. Holding for that breath in. Keep the shoulders soft. Exhale, melt the spine back into the mat. One more time here to the right, and then we're going to bring in a little variation. So this time, if you feel this is enough to challenge you, please stay here. If not, bring the knees across to the left-hand side. From here, release the right hand out to the side, and then bring the knees and the arm back in at the same time. Exhale, knees to the right-hand side. Hold for the breath in as you lower that left arm. Exhale, bring the knees and the arm back in at the same time. Let's do that one more time each side. So knees go across, right arm out. Use that out breath and core activation together. Go on, squeeze, rotate back through. Knees to the right hand side. Holding it there as you lower that left arm. And then draw it all back in together. Well done. Release your arms back down. Again, if you're feeling any tightness in your back, maybe hug those knees one at a time up towards your chest, releasing through that tension now. Okay, let's pop our right foot down, left foot over the knee. As long as you've not got any injuries here at the hip or hip replacement, you can join in with this stretch. If not, you might like to do some ball massage into that hip. Let's press the left knee away, and if you want to deepen the stretch, bring the right leg towards you and use the left elbow to press into the knee. Whichever version you're doing, imagine you're pressing your tailbone down onto the floor, holding that there. I'm going to stay here for 10 more seconds, taking any tension out of the hip. In your own time, on your next out breath, supporting with the core, release the leg back down, and let's switch over. So right foot coming over onto the left knee, press away with your hand or hug that knee in, pressing with the right elbow. Again, try not to round up like a little hedgehog, send that tailbone down onto the floor, pressing the right knee away to get stretch deep into the hip. Okay, 5 seconds left. And in your own time, on your exhale, let's relieve that pressure. Crossing those legs. I'm going to roll over onto our sides and come up into sitting. Okay, when you've position. If you prefer to come and sit on the chair, that's absolutely fine. We're just going to finish with a shoulder blade setting exercise. We're going to lay our hands out in front of us. My elbows are at my sides, so I've tucked them in. And we're going to exhale. We're going to take our hands out to the side and then back in. Exhale out and back in. This is our dumb waiter. Fantastic for scapular setting. They're getting our shoulder blades connected into our back. Nice one for you to do when you're sat at your desk for long periods, just to quickly correct your posture. Let's do 2 more. Exhaling as we're going out. Inhale, back in. Okay, well done everybody. I hope you enjoyed your shoulder stability workout. Have a great weekend and we hope to see you in the studio soon. Take care.